Now you got Boots Ennis who's in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test.
The boxing scene was shaken by fresh news as rising star Jaron Ennis, the hungry young talent many see, as the sport's future publicly challenged Terence Crawford, the champion widely praised as the greatest of this era.
That's the fight that everybody want to see.
Yeah.
And I want to do it.
Do you respect him as like when he's like, I got a couple fights left, I'm at the end, I'm only trying to get mega fights, so
I understand it, but don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had the opportunity to fight you and I didn't. I never did. You know what I'm saying? And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said we never heard nothing else back about it. So
right.
I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing, but don't be capping on the net.
And this time Terence Crawford did not stay quiet. He finally responded, and his words completely changed the tone of the interview. This is not just another challenge from Jaron Ennis. It could become the matchup that shapes boxing's next era, when a 26-year-old contender steps toward a 38-year-old champion. Only one question truly matters. Does Crawford still have the drive to protect his crown?
Terence Crawford against Jaron Ennis, for me, is the best fight in American boxing. But it needs to be a payday for Crawford that would get him interested, because Crawford knows how good Boots is. And I'm not saying that Crawford thinks he's going to lose to Boots, but he knows that is a real fight. But for me, Boots is the new Crawford. We've just got to go out and get the fights to show how great he is.
During a recent appearance on Showtime Sports Live, Jaron Ennis looked into the camera and plainly called out Terence Crawford, saying he wanted the fight. And that talk was over. This was not the first time he mentioned Crawford, but this moment carried more impact because it came right after Bud made history by defeating Canelo Alvarez and becoming the first fighter ever to secure undisputed status in 3 divisions. The timing was calculated as the boxing world was still celebrating Crawford's achievement, and Boots chose that exact moment to push himself into the center of attention.
I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it, so so be it.
He is not only challenging the champion, he is aiming straight at the legacy. Jaron Ennis stands undefeated with 34 wins and 30 knockouts, overpowering every opponent placed before him. Yet critics point out he has never faced anyone on the level of Terence Crawford, and he understands that himself. That is why this moment felt different, because it was not trash talk, it was a direct challenge for the crown.
I beat this guy. It's an excuse. I beat this guy. He's too young or whatever. So I'm never really going to give my full respect until afterwards. Yes, it's a lot of people that's changing their narrative. Like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. We really didn't realize it until now, when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the #1 guy that's the face of boxing, and the way that I handled that, people like, oh man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed, or Canelo just wasn't in it. And I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose, so I just think, when you that much better than the competition, people not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, that dude was good.
While in Omaha celebrating his victory, Parade Terence Crawford saw the clip explode online, with fans flooding comment sections, calling for a showdown with Jaron Ennis and hyping it as a clash between the seasoned king and the rising challenger, with pound-for-pound stakes on the line. When reporters asked Crawford for his response, he simply smiled, stayed calm, and took his time. And then his answer completely changed the direction of the interview.
Do you consider going back down to 154 and face Jaron Ennis, the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight?
No.
I ain't going down 154.
Terence Crawford did not avoid the question, and he did not downplay it either. He stared into the camera and said he hears everyone shouting his name now that he has made history, but wondered where that energy was when he was the one pursuing big fights. He added that Jaron Ennis can keep calling him out, but you do not summon the top, you earn your way up to it.
Now you got Boots Ennis in your weight class.
Definitely.
What do you think about him?
Oh, he's very, very talented. He's unproven, but he's very talented.
Yeah.
The eye test tells it all. You know, he's got the it, you know, but we haven't seen him against any elite fighter. We've never seen him tested. So until then, you know, we just going to keep saying, oh, Boots, 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 until he meet that fighter that's going to test him.
Is that a fight that you would be interested in?
Nah, it just don't make sense right now in my career. Like I said, like, especially money-wise, don't nobody really know Boots, but I'm looking for bigger and better challenges like Canelo.
You're just looking for the big ones.
Yeah.
The big fish.
Yeah.
Fish fry.
That definitely. Definitely. Them the guys I'm looking for, you know.
Terence Crawford did not insult Jaron Ennis. He simply pointed out that there is a difference between earning an opportunity and asking for one. Boots may have youth strength and style, but Bud brings experience and the kind of ring intelligence that can end careers. According to his trainer Brian McIntyre, Crawford is not worried at all. He said in an interview with Fight Hub TV that Terence still has more fights ahead of him and just needs to decide who he wants to face next.
As his trainer, do you feel like he should just sell off into the sunset after this monumental
well,
win?
You know what? He made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? Got 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Train camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I don't mind.
Terence Crawford and his camp understand exactly where he stands now. After ruling 3 divisions and defeating Canelo Alvarez, he sits at the very top of the sport. And that is why this moment is so important, because the one who used to chase the biggest names is now the one everyone is chasing.
Just feel that Jaron Ennis against Terence Crawford is the fight. And that can be at 54, it can be at 60. You know, obviously we've got Lima to take care of first, but that for me is one of the great, you know, crossover fights, because Boots is the changing of the guard guy, and Crawford's the guy that's been there and done it all and just proved, you know, that he's still very much in his prime.
Honestly, a matchup between Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis would be far more than just another bout. It would be the kind of showdown the sport is craving right now. From a style standpoint, it is almost perfect. Crawford represents accuracy and strategy, a switch stance sharpshooter who measures every punch with careful thought. He works with timing, discipline, and a level of ring awareness that slowly dismantles opponents round after round. In his fights, you do not see disorder, you see command. Ennis brings the opposite energy. He is dynamic with unpredictable movement, non-stop pressure, and powerful combinations from either stance. He is the type who shrinks the ring, forces action, and turns a tactical contest into a fast-paced battle. It is composure and calculation facing off against intensity and force.
What do you like watching now?
Terence Crawford, one of my favorites to watch now. I love Terence Crawford, and you know, I like to watch Inoue too. Inoue can fight. And you know who else I like to watch though? I like to watch Boots.
Oh, okay.
Boots, yeah. I love watching Boots. Boots got
He's
game.
a fighter.
People don't understand Boots got game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Boots, every now and then he mess on defense a little bit, but Boots got game.
Boots versus Terence Crawford.
Now, Boots hasn't proven himself enough to tell me for me to say that he gonna beat Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford is a different kind of animal.
Proven.
You feel me? Proven stud. You understand where I'm coming from? But Boots, if anybody could be Bud in the future, it would probably be a Boots, because Boots got enough tools to be in it.
And that is what makes a clash between Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis so compelling, because it represents 2 completely different mindsets colliding inside the ring.
Who they are cancels out each other as far as height. You know, they both switch hitters, lift, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people, pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in the big stage against big fighters so many times. And also with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength. He not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like, look at him at 135. He was a little scrawny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So I got to go with Crawford.
For a long time, fans criticized boxing because top fighters rarely met while both were at their best. But Terence Crawford shifted that perception. He defeated Errol Spence Jr. at his peak and then moved up to beat Canelo Alvarez in his own division. That is more than just victory. It is establishing a new benchmark.
Saw you before the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. GOAT, greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches, not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists. You know, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
Now supporters no longer want Terence Crawford facing random opponents. They expect elite challenges every time, which is why Jaron Ennis is seen as the ideal test. Crawford is 38 and likely has only a few major fights left before retirement, and fans hope to see him take one more serious risk. They are not looking for easy matchups or warm-up bouts. They want top-level competition, because that fearless pursuit of greatness is what built Bud's reputation in the first place.
Man, great. Bud always been like that. Without a question, solid. You know what I'm saying? Solid.
You think there's anything left for him, Coach, or is it time for Bud to move on? Or
I'm trying to figure out who he gonna fight next.
160, you can see him fight 160.
I wouldn't be nothing crazy. He looked at excellent. He looked at excellent.
Is there anybody
the most from
No, I'm trying to figure out what their team gonna do next. I want to see what's
He's
next.
talking about 160, Coach. I mean, the only thing down there is maybe like a middleweight tournament, 2 fights undisputed, something like that. But if not that, then what for Bud?
Who?
Well, they were talking about Jaron Ennis going to 160, possibly going. Jaron Ennis going to 160.
If he go to 160, then we got another mega fight.
You think that's a mega fight?
I don't know that yet, but I'm saying, and the boxing fans that know boxing would say that's another mega fight.
And that is what makes it so striking, because in a modern boxing landscape driven by headlines more than grit, Terence Crawford comes across to many as the last true competitor still standing.
Canelo can't really keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically went every round, so
yeah.
But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. Mm-hmm. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time, for sure.
Everywhere you look, the sport feels flooded with showmanship as Jake Paul is set for an exhibition, with Gervonta Davis turning attention toward spectacle rather than pure competition.
No, if you like that YouTube fake boxing stuff, cool. If you're a real boxing fan, who doesn't like that, I feel them on that. But as a boxer, you know, if your heart's not in it, go get your money. I mean, at the end of the day, it's you in there and nobody else. So go get your money if your heart's not in it. But if you're fighting for legacy, that's not the way to go. That should be like your last fight. Yeah, the last thing you do. You know, if you're trying to, you know, build a legacy. But I don't think he chases legacy no more. Like, he even said he's not the face of boxing.
Floyd Mayweather is reportedly stepping back into the spotlight to face Mike Tyson in a pay-per-view spectacle. And moments like this make it feel less like true competition and more like pure showmanship, bright lights, big names, but little real consequence.
Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather is happening. What the fuck is going on? This is where boxing is in 2025. And listen, I'm not going to complain because I understand the layout of things. We already had Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We have Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. This feels like the Temu version of it. And that sounds crazy because we have two of the greatest of all time about to participate in this, but both of them are about 30 years past their sell-by date in an exhibition bout in which their weights will be 60 to 70 to 80 pounds different. If you got on board with Jake and Mike, it was because at least they were going to weigh the same. I don't even know what to think. Someone on Twitter said it perfectly. Either everybody in the world is going to want to watch this or 10,000 people will watch it. Probably both men want a shit ton of money and they're being promised a shit ton of money, but It's happening.
Meanwhile, Terence Crawford is still chasing something money cannot purchase. Legacy. He does not rely on a social media star to draw crowds or a comeback stunt to trend. He fills arenas the traditional way by proving he is the best inside the ring.
To be honest, when I set my sights on doing something and I know what I'm capable of, it's not like a surprise to me. It's a surprise to y'all because y'all didn't believe me. You know, but for me, I knew I could do it, and I believed that I could do it. I just needed the opportunity.
Terence, when did you know that you were going to beat him? Over here on your left.
When he signed the contract.
He seemed to focus mostly on body punches, and you were hitting him in the head a lot. Was it your reach that gave you the advantage?
It was everything. You know, he wasn't hitting the body or anything. He was hitting my elbow because I was blocking it. But, you know, I think I was the better man tonight.
He is not pursuing quick paydays. He is striving for lasting greatness. And that is what makes Terence Crawford so uncommon today. He represents a throwback to when boxing was defined by talent instead of online fame and by championship titles rather than sponsorship deals.
Who do you think's better out of those two? Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually moving weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can't knock him as well. You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
That is why many veteran champions, from Shane Mosley to Roy Jones Jr., stand firmly in his corner. They support him because Bud does more than collect victories. He brings respect back to a sport that has been fading. While some people turn boxing into pure entertainment, Terence Crawford shows fans the reason it was once known as the sweet science, which is why each decision he makes and every rival he chooses carries huge importance.
Fight that makes a whole lot of sense, and the fight that stylistically will be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis.
I think that's going backwards for Terence.
To that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
Right now, both sides are watching one another closely with no agreement signed yet, but all signs suggest the timeline is aiming for the middle of 2026.
I'm trying to tell you, 154, man, it's mine. 154 is mine, and they're gonna see, you know, and they're gonna see, and just stay tuned. And like I said, when I handle business October 11th, we're gonna see.
The division is the real issue. Terence Crawford has looked strong at 168, while Jaron Ennis rules 147. That difference is huge. Many experts expect a meeting near 160 in the middleweight range, which would mark a fresh stage for both fighters. If it becomes official, Crawford may be the first boxer ever to compete for undisputed crowns in 4 weight classes. At this moment, Terence Crawford holds a record of 42 wins and 0 defeats. He has no losses and no disputes, and is a 3-time undisputed champion.
I thought Terence fought a virtuoso fight. Terence never let Canelo get into a rhythm. Terence never allowed Canelo to get anything going, and I didn't think he could do it for 12 rounds. I thought that the first 3 or 4 rounds were going to be difficult for Canelo for that reason, but Terence was able to do it for 12 rounds, and in the later part of the fight, he kind of pushed the fight more than I think people expected, which is the mark of a superstar, man.
If Terence Crawford defeats Jaron Ennis, the debate ends, and his legacy is sealed as the top fighter of this era, and possibly any era. If he falls, it signals a torch path.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So, I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it. So, so be it. I think Crawford should take a warm up fight. At like 60 or like at least at 60, just to get his body, to fill up somebody a little bit bigger, and things like that. I know when you go up a weight, you gotta, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavy and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now. But I think he should, just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a long layoff or anything like that.